shall we play a game?
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions. Hey everybody, welcome to Retro Review. I'm your host, Fen.
I'm Laura.
And this is a review show where we go through my copious amounts of RPG books, magazines, and other paraphernalia one at a time. And we've got our original co-host here, so she's going to keep me from rambling too much. Tanya is still on medical leave, so leave her some well wishes for her back surgery in the comment section down below, and she'll very much appreciate that. So tonight we are discussing Wyrd Science Volume 2, well, issue number 2.
Okay. So, where'd this book come from? Or magazine come from?
This magazine came from Sisters in Christ Record Store, which is a record, used book, and VHS, audio cassette. Basically, it's a whole media, retro media shop down on Magazine Street.
Well, it's up on Magazine Street. It's uptown from here. So, yeah.
Alright, so just going to quickly go through my notes, and anytime you want to dive into something, go ahead and stop me, as always.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Okay, before we do, can we talk about this picture a little bit?
Oh, the cover art for this this issue is inspired by the expert cover for the original Dungeons and Dragons box set. It was the blue box, so you had the beginner set, which gave you everything to be able to play like level 1 through 3, and then the expert set gave you stuff to run adventures from level 4 to level 13, 17. So it was like, hey, you got the basic set, here's, you can start playing. Expert set, you get to play it. But the cover here is a reinterpretation of because the cover for the original thing had like the mage facing off against had the adventurer facing off against the dragon.
Yeah.
On the red box. And then the expert version had a wizard who was using some magic to spy on the adventurer and the dragon in this. But they've reinterpreted it so the wizard that's spying on them is like a goat and the adventurer is a goblin. And
goblin, like, but like a sexy goblin?
Well,
like
I think it was like a sexy barbarian that was fighting on the cover of the book of the original book. That was fighting the dragon. So yeah, became a sexy barbarian goblin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And she's got like a. Oh, this is another character.
Yeah, it's another character down here with the.
I thought it was
that's
like
the
a
adventuring party.
tail.
No, it was the adventuring party fighting a dragon, and now this wizard is spying on them.
Oh. This is Ghosty. He is a very naughty cat sometimes.
Alright, so.
Yeah, so what's inside?
Inside, we got an interview with John Peterson, who is the author of Planet of the World. Again, it's a book I'm going to be talking about a bunch. It goes through the history of Dungeons and Dragons, especially looking at like how the game evolved in the zines, in the fan magazines, and their influence on the development of the game. This book came out in, like I said last time, it was very sporadic. Their publishing schedule is actually where they want it to be, being quarterly now. So this came out in summer of 2021, so it was, I think it was like almost like 9 months after the first issue came out is when they got the second issue going. At the time of the publishing of this, his book, The Elusive Shift: How RPGs Forge Their Identity, came out. John is basically like my go-to guy for RPG history and philosophy. I've collected a bunch of his books, and while I'm talking about this stuff, I want to put our donuts in the microwave to keep them away from the ghost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't read The Elusive Shift, but I have read both volumes of Playing at the World. There's a few other of John's books I want to get my hands on, and The Elusive Shift is on that list. It's just a little lower down than, what was it? It's The Game Wizards, which is one about Gary and Artisan, Gary fighting to keep control of D&D.
Okay. So this is an interview with the author.
Yeah, just talking about his credentials as a D&D historian.
Right.
And as with the cover, this issue is going to have a big focus on BX, the base expert version of D&D, which as of 2021 was celebrating its 40th birthday because the Red Box came out in 1981.
Wow.
Next up, we got an interview with the creator of Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Thirsty swords. So are they like drinking the swords first of all?
No, they're thirsty.
Uh,
As in like, hey, how you doing? Thirsty. Because you really couldn't say like,
right.
you know,
Another
descriptive term, sword lesbians, because it almost sounded like a little bit more like exploitative than thirsty would sound. So it's an RPG that uses the Powered by the Apocalypse rule system, which is the same system that Monster of the Week uses. Which basically how you level up and gain experience is every time you fail to do something, you kind of have to do it, but you get an experience point. Be like, hey, you didn't succeed, but you're going to get better the next time. And
so it's like a condolence prize?
It's basically like, it's a fail forward system.
Okay.
Like you're not failing when you attempt something. You're just not there yet for it.
I mean, yeah.
It's a very progressive gaming system. I like Powered by the Apocalypse for that. There's some stuff from Powered by the Apocalypse that inspired me in working on Flip. So,
yeah, that's
and
actually nice.
Monster of the Week is really good for doing like one shots, and it's a really hackable system where you can add on your own rules that you want to do, such as having in-game rules for romance and building sexual tension during the game. So if you want to add some 50 Shades of Grey, you don't have to play as an LGBTQ character in Thirsty Sword Lesbians, but it is written to showcase that the community of gaming nerds are not just this. So
It can also be thirsty lesbians.
yeah, it can also be Thirsty Sword Lesbians. And there's also built into this a lot of rules and game mechanics that work on consent and safety.
That's always important.
Yep. So there's a heavy discussion of microgames and zine games in this magazine. Microgames range from pocket-sized box sets to mint tins to index cards or business card size. Like all the rules for the game are printed on something very tiny, kind of like the Epic Tiny Dungeons game that I picked up, or it's a whole board game inside, like it basically be like a candy box from the movie theater.
So, heavy discussion. Is it controversial?
No, it's just they were like really promoting like, hey, there are other ways other than a big heavy, rule book that's like the size of this, that you need this plus another one plus like, remember the old intro where we had the whole table covered? Yeah. You don't need that many books. You just need like a couple of like business cards and you get to run the whole game off of it.
Okay.
Goblin with a Fat Ass is would technically be like the micro game, where that was just basically like 3 printed off pages of paper. You could fold that up and put that and a bunch of dice inside an Altoids tin, and that's a game that's a micro game. The other thing that they're focusing on and talking a lot about is zine games, like with the one that I talked about last week, the Adventure Presents, with their small little 28-page books. Zine games are technically 48 pages and under.
Okay. Does it have to be like a magazine? Like if it was in a hardcover?
If it was in a hardcover, but still like it's that small, self-contained game and under 48 pages,
it would be still a zine.
It'd still be considered a zine one.
Interesting.
Which has me thinking about doing Flip in the zine format, where it's like, okay, here's the core rule book, and then like each of the specialty add-on ones. It's like you don't have to have, the big heavy tome that has everything in it. You can just be like, I'll get the core rules, and then I'll get this one over here to run this kind of adventure.
Yeah.
There's some articles showcasing the Native American, and basically it's the Latin American gaming community and game designers. This zine does a really good job at focusing on the non-white, straight game designers, female game designers. It really is trying to like open up so everybody gets their voice at the table, which is really good.
Yeah.
Because you do hit those new creative ideas and voices, such as with like Sword Thirsty Lesbians, which that sounds like an interesting game just based off the title, but knowing that it was written by somebody from the LGBT community who's going to actually not be like, thirsty sword lesbians. They're actually going to take the matter seriously. Is really good.
Yeah, representation matters.
So, you get games like Wander Home. You play as an anthropomorphic animal trying to heal a post-World War world with pastoral care and a game system that has no combat rules. Basically, you're just trying to make everybody happy and get the world back to a proper place.
Oh,
And
that's sweet.
There's another game in the book that I'd like to try called Bumbling. It's a solo hex crawl where you explore the world around your hive looking for flowers and basically like building up your beehive. So it's like you have like a hex map and you get to draw. It's instead of like journaling solo game, it's a drawing solo game.
So it's not hex like a hex on you.
No, it's like instead of having like grid graph paper where you got all the squares. Instead of the squares, it's hexes. So
like hexagons.
Hexagons.
Okay, so not like a curse.
Right. But we don't call it in gaming terms, it's not called a hexagonal crawl because that's way too many syllables. Just call it a hex crawl.
Okay, but one could have like a hex crawl of curses.
Yeah. Be a bunch of like witches trying to get revenge on some people, and you're just going from different, magic shops in New Orleans to find like, what do you got for hexes?
Right.
Nobody steal that idea. That might be like one of my first like solo RPGs to design there. Some other games talked about in the zine that I was interested in was Lineage. It's a solo journaling game where you map out a royal family tree.
That's cool.
Journey is another solo game where you journal as you travel through your own fantasy world. Undying Sands. It's less of a game and more of a game aid. So you know how like the Settlers of Catan has the hexagons and you build the map up for settlers out of them. Well, somebody kind of did that, but with a desert. And you have like 29 tiles that you put inside the bag and shake up, and you reach in, you pull a random one out, and you're like, we're here, we're gonna go this way. And you put that tile there, and it has like little things drawn on it. They're keyed up to.
So is the 29 like
There's
for a reason, or is it just
There's a
random?
bunch in there that are actually like have stuff drawn on them. Like you find like a lost temple or pyramids, and then another one is just like empty sand. And then you got like a little DM screen that you roll dice on whenever you do something, and it will tell you like, what does this mean? What's over here? And it's kind of
Yeah, but is like the 29? Is that a reason or just?
It just ends up being like the math worked for it.
Okay.
To give them the proper odds they were looking for. Yeah, after like reading this one really got me pumped for getting my hands on some of those solo RPGs, some of the journaling ones, the Hex Explorers, and yeah, really kind of like I do want to like try my hand at like writing some of these, because I think it'd be a fun little side project to work on. Of course, I'm gonna have to get a few. I have to spend some cash, get my hands on some stuff, but if you want to help save me some cash, join the Patreon. You can get access to the Flip beta test rules. It's only $1 a month, and it can help me to be able to purchase some more stuff to review and play out here on the channel. So, yeah, that's all I've really got for this episode. Anything that I talked about, any games that stood out to you that you're like, ooh, that one sounds interesting, I'd like to try that?
I mean, so the journaling things, they do sound pretty cool.
Alright. So there was the Lineage one, is about the is the journaling one about the creating a royal family line. The other one from this one was the Journey, where you basically travel through your own fantasy world. Which one of those two do you think?
Both of them would be pretty cool.
I'm trying to get an idea for a Christmas present.
Oh.
Alright, either one of those, okay. Alright, that's all I got for this week.
That's all I got.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.